What if 3I Atlas turns out to be a Black Swan event? A cosmic accident so rare it reshapes human history forever. They said it was just another interstellar wanderer, a frozen relic from nowhere, drifting quietly past the sun, leaving behind nothing but data and dust. But then, it didn't leave, it accelerated. Not randomly but deliberately. Its speed shifted. Its light pulsed, as if something unseen was steering it, and that's when the math broke. The equations failed. What was once predictable became impossible. Astronomers called it an anomaly. But what if it's more than that? What if this is a 1 in a billion moment? The kind that rewrites everything we know about gravity, time, and coincidence itself. Stay awake, because tonight you'll understand why something that may never happen again in the lifetime of our planet might be happening right now. If this mystery keeps you hooked the way it has me, hit like and subscribe, because we're chasing this story in real time. Drop a comment with where you're tuning in from, what time it is there, and tell me what you think 3I Atlas really is. You're the reason this community can keep going. So thank you for helping us chase the unknown. Telescopes swiveling in unison across continents, orbit plots flickering in dark control rooms, a burst of vapor erupting from a frozen traveler millions of miles from the sun, headlines flashing across news feeds, alien tech, unexpected acceleration. Never seen before. This isn't science fiction. It's happening right now. And it has a name, 3I Atlas, an interstellar comet discovered in July 2025. Expected to behave like every other chunk of ice and rock we've ever catalogued. Predictable, quantifiable, safe. But 3I Atlas didn't follow the script. The deeper astronomers looked, the stranger it became. When it was first detected, scientists thought it would mimic its predecessor, Oumuamua. They expected normal comet behavior, outgassing, brightening as it approached the sun, a gentle bend in trajectory caused by sublimating ice. Nothing alarming. Nothing that would keep anyone awake at night. But within weeks, the data began to diverge from every prediction. And now, months later, we're staring at something that refuses to make sense. Let me give you one example, the kind that makes your skin prickle. This comet is shedding water like a fire hose. Not near the sun, but at a distance of 2.9 astronomical units. That's almost 3 times farther than Earth is from the sun, a region so cold that most comets are frozen solid, dormant, silent. But 3I Atlas is active, violently active, and nobody can fully explain why. Then came the James Webb Space Telescope observations, and what it saw was even stranger. The Comet, that glowing cloud of gas and dust surrounding the nucleus, was dominated by carbon dioxide, not water. The ratio? 8 to 1. 8 parts carbon dioxide for every 1 part water. One of the highest ever recorded in the history of comet science. Think about that. Hundreds of comets studied, dozens modeled to perfection. And then from interstellar space, one object arrives and breaks the pattern. So here's the core tension. If this thing is a natural body of ice and rock, why is it so active, so far from the sun? Why is its chemistry so extreme? And if it isn't entirely natural, if there's even a sliver of possibility that it's something else, then what is it? Some astronomers have started whispering a term you usually hear in finance and epidemiology, not astronomy. A black swan, an event so rare, so unpredictable that it rewrites the rules after it occurs. Now I know what you're thinking. Comets are weird. Space is full of outliers. True, but consider this. Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb, the same scientist who suggested Oumuamua might have been artificial, has pointed out that 3I Atlas shows non-gravitational acceleration anomalies that don't fit standard models. When a comet vents gas, the jets push it slightly off course. That's normal. But Atlas isn't accelerating the way it should. Or maybe it is, but the forces don't match the amount of gas we're seeing. Either way, something doesn't add up. And when physics doesn't add up, you start asking questions that make people uncomfortable. Here's what we know about its path. It's on a hyperbolic orbit, meaning it came from interstellar space and will leave our solar system forever. It's retrograde, moving opposite the planets. Its inclination, just 5 degrees relative to the ecliptic, is statistically rare. Most interstellar visitors arrive from random angles. But this one, it came in almost aligned with our planetary plane, almost as if it knew where to aim. Its closest approach to the Sun, perihelion, happened on October 29, 2025, just days ago. Right now, 3I Atlas is rounding the Sun and beginning its outbound journey. And across the world, scientists are scrambling to collect every scrap of data before it fades back into darkness. But here's the question that should keep you awake tonight. Could this object trigger a cascade of surprises? Could it already be disturbing the fragile balance of what we think we understand? Could it be the first domino in a chain we can't yet see? Because if 3I Atlas is a black swan, we won't recognize it until it's already too late. Something was off from the very first observation. The initial orbital model predicted a smooth curve, a clean hyperbolic path. But as soon as new data came in from Chile, Hawaii, and the Canary Islands, the dots no longer lined up. The object was drifting, not wildly, but enough to raise eyebrows in every observatory on Earth. At first, the deviation was subtle, less than 1/10 of a degree. Then, over the next 72 hours, it accelerated again. It wasn't random noise. It was consistent, directional, and growing. So astronomers did what they always do. They recalibrated. They checked for instrument errors, background interference, solar radiation pressure, anything that could explain the motion, but nothing fit. That's when one researcher at NASA reportedly said, "It's like the object knows where it's going." Soon, other instruments began reporting light variations, faint pulses, not periodic like a rotating comet, but erratic. It was as if something inside the object was changing. And when the James Webb Space Telescope trained its gaze on 3I Atlas, the anomaly deepened. The albedo, the reflectivity, wasn't constant. It fluctuated every few hours. Natural bodies don't usually do that. Artificial ones sometimes do. So what was 3I Atlas? A comet shedding gases or something cloaked in debris? No one wanted to say it out loud. But the comparison was unavoidable. It was behaving exactly the way Oumuamua did in 2017, before it vanished. Every comet's journey is written in sunlight and ice. When a comet nears the Sun, its frozen materials vaporize. Jets of gas burst outward, propelling it in random directions. The pattern is chaotic, but predictable within limits. But with 3I Atlas, the acceleration didn't match the outgassing. It was too strong, too clean, too smooth. If sublimation were the cause, we'd see dust, a visible coma scattering light in predictable wavelengths. But here, almost nothing. The comet was dark, unnaturally dark, as if something was absorbing the sunlight rather than reflecting it. Some theorists suggested this could mean a surface coated in complex carbon chains, a residue of cosmic radiation. Others whispered a stranger possibility, a lightweight metallic surface, like solar sail material. Whatever it was, it defied the standard models. No combination of known materials could explain both its reflectivity and its acceleration. And yet the motion was real. The numbers were precise. Physics wasn't bending, it was breaking. One astronomer described it best. It's like watching Newton's laws get rewritten in real time. By late October, a quiet tension gripped the astrophysics community. NASA remained unusually silent. The official data stream slowed. Reports were under review. Independent observatories began sharing screenshots of their raw images online. And that's when the story exploded. Threads on Reddit and X filled with overlays showing a faint energy plume trailing the object. Not gas, not dust, but something different. Something electromagnetic. Was it an imaging artifact? Maybe. But it appeared in data from 3 different telescopes, the same shape, the same angle, the same timing. Coincidence? Maybe or maybe not. People started connecting dots, and too many dots. The last time NASA went quiet about an interstellar object, it was Oumuamua. Now another object, and faster, brighter, stranger, was showing up. Only this time the silence felt louder. So what are the experts saying? Let's start with the conservative view. Most astronomers believe 3I Atlas is a highly volatile comet nucleus, one that formed in a different star system, where carbon dioxide was more abundant than water. When such a body enters our solar system, it vents gas differently, producing unusual accelerations. That's one theory. They're safe, predictable, but there's a problem. Even those models don't fit the data perfectly, yes. The same Harvard astrophysicist who stirred controversy with Oumuamua believes it's time to entertain alternatives. He argues that the object's smooth acceleration and odd reflectivity could indicate a thin, light sail-like structure, a remnant of alien technology, perhaps drifting through interstellar space. Other scientists, like Karen Meach and Marco Micheli, counter that this is overreach.